This e-course is going to be on SMARTBOARD and Notebook 11, and if you already have a SMARTBOARD in your room, you may already know some of these tips and tricks. If you're brand new to SMARTBOARD, this may be helpful. Today's training for our district will count as 1 IT credit. To begin Smart Notebook, we're going to look at the top of your screen, and you're going to see your Smart Notebook tools. On one side, you're going to see actions, things you can do with the board. On the other, you're going to actually have your writing tools, your text, erasers, and shapes and things. To customize this, you're going to go to the wheel on the far right, and you can add or take away actions and tools that you don't use or that you do use. Now mine's been customized for the things I use the most, but if I wanted to add something up there, I will simply just click on the image and drag it to the top. Now notice I'm on the actions, and the actions is what's highlighted at the top. If I move to tools, then my tool side is going to light up, and I can do the same thing, drag and drop the new tools at the top. Over on the left hand side, you're going to see your page list. If you click on your pages, you're going to see what you've created. You're also going to see a little auto hide button at the bottom. If this is unchecked, this is always going to remain showing. So to get rid of your pages showing, you're going to want to check the auto hide and then click over on your screen, and that will go away. And then you can simply advance your pages by using the arrow at the top. Now underneath the pages, you're going to see what's called the gallery. And if you want to search for an image in the gallery, let's say I want to bring up a timer for the class. I'm going to type in timer and hit search, and I'm actually going to find a lot of interactive tools I can use. Now one thing I really like to do with the timer, of course I do some things with math, you may too, or spelling, where they're timed activities. Now sometimes I want to use the part of my board and still have the timer up there. If I go to the dual page display and I can add a new page, I can have my timer on one side running, and I can set this to whatever I want to set it. I can set it for a minute and start it. And over on the other side of the page, I can actually be teaching with the children or have whatever up I want to have up on this side. So there's a lot of stuff I can do with dual page and with the gallery in finding things. Other things I really like to use, of course now I'm mostly thinking of math here, but I like to use some of the interactive dice, and I just saw a trick I need to tell you about. Right now if you see, I cannot make this dice work. That's because my eraser is selected, and I need to have my arrow selected to get the interactive tools to work. If you have the pen selected, it's not going to work. You've got to have your arrow, and once I have the arrow selected, it's going to work. Some of the biggest frustrations with SMARTBOARD come in forgetting that that arrow needs to be selected. If I'm writing or typing in the text, and then I switch to where I want to do something interactive, I've got to be back on that arrow. So keep that in mind. Okay, moving back over to the gallery, I've got lots of content, or I've got places to save content. We're not going to get into that right now. We're going to go to Gallery Essentials, because this is where you're going to find a lot of created stuff that you can use with your kids. Not a lot of work involved in finding some cool ways to use your SMARTBOARD. Underneath your geography, of course, you're going to find lots and lots of maps, flags, just a whole bunch of information that you can pull up and use. Already they're created for you. If you want to search for a particular item, type in the word and pull up all kinds of information. So the search engine's great. So geography, lots of stuff. The math, of course, is going to have a lot. And you're going to see you've got pictures, interactive, and multimedia. Then you've got notebook files. Okay, let's say I need a base 10 chart. I can just pull my base 10 chart over, and here I've got it ready to go, and that was under the math tools. Continuing with the gallery, I want to point out Smart Exchange. If I click on Smart Exchange, I'm going to be given the link to open up a website that has interactive lessons already created for you to use. Now once you log in, you will need to register for a free account and sign up. But once you do, you can search for your subject area, your grade level, and it will give you all kinds of pre-made lessons that will work with your Smart Exchange Notebook. If you want to preview, you can just click and look through the lesson, and I've actually looked at this lesson and downloaded this one before. But then you would just download, and I usually just download and open it before I save. I want to open it and make sure it works like I think it's going to work before I actually save it. I can always get back to it if I need to. So don't hesitate or don't overlook what is already created for you in Smart Exchange. I also want to go back to Gallery Essentials and just go back to the Lesson Activity Toolkit. There are lots of lessons down here and boards created for you, ready to go. And if you upload these and click the Edit button, you will be able to just walk through and create your own game board for your particular lesson that you want to work with. Another tool that's a lot of fun to use is the screen capture tool. Very easy to use. I click on the camera icon, and I've already gone to Chrome and pulled up the image I want to move into Smart. So I'm going to hit the first little camera section, which lets me select what I want to capture. Just going to drag it, and it's going to highlight it. It says saving ink note. It's going to move it over to my smartboard, and then I can maybe make it bigger and use this as a cool writing prompt maybe for my kids one day. So moving over images is very simple into Smart. If you want to capture the whole page, you can simply open up your website. It's going to highlight everything. Click OK. It's going to take a picture. So it moves the whole image over, or the whole part that was highlighted over to your screen. So that is the screen capture tool.